Well, good evening, Hope Dealers. I am so happy to see so many of you on the call already. I know a few more will be getting on. And I love when we get to start on the first day of the month and really start the month all together. And I don't know if you already heard me say this before, but where we're going to start tonight is talking about Empower Live, because on March 15th, the registration is going to open for Empower Live. And you've probably seen things about, yes, it's in Las Vegas and it's in June. And some of you that I'm looking at have been to many Empower Lives, or GTCs, as that used to be called, Global Training Conference, with me. And you don't need to hear this, but some of you are new and may be wondering, what is all the buzz about this? So I want to start there because the registration is going to open on March 15th, and the early bird, there's always an early bird price, and it will be good through April 15th. So you've got some time to get registered before the price goes up. They have not said what the registration fee will be, but they have said it will be less than last year. Yay. Last year was the only year that it was sort of not in line with all the previous years. So we're excited to see that it will be less than that. So I want to talk about the expense part of it, because certainly there is an expense to it. You don't need me to line it all out, that hotel and a registration. And what's the other part of it? Airfare, that part. It can add up. But I will never forget what Cecilia Stoll said when she was a new consultant. And for those of you who are new and not as familiar with that name, she is our direct upline. We are one of our Hope Dealers Nation. We are one of 200 nations in Cecilia Stoll's success line, and so honored to be one of those 200 and to have had her leadership, her example, just her as a person to be following from my first day in Arbonne. And Cecilia said when she was a brand new consultant in GTC, as it was back then, actually it was NTC before it was Global, National Training Conference, came around and she couldn't afford to go. She and her husband were living paycheck to paycheck. She did not have the money to go. But she also said, not only she said, I can't afford to go, but I can't afford not to go. So she knew even then that it was so important to invest in herself and do whatever it took to build her belief. So she put the registration fee and the hotel and the airfare on a credit card and committed to earning the money to pay all of that back. And which today is so much easier to do because we make 15% on our preferred clients. We didn't make that back then at all. Rita Davenport, our retired president, always said that if you will take the coins, y'all have heard me say this before, if you will take the coins out of your purse and put them into your mind will fill your purse to overflowing. And I'm sure Cecilia had heard that from Rita as well. And she came back with huge belief. And we all know belief has a sound. It's evident when you have it. It's evident when you do not have it. So there is just no price too great to pay for having that belief. And, I would never advocate, put that dress on a credit card, put that vacation on a credit card. I'm not talking about treating yourself in being in consumer debt, but for a business expense, especially when you can turn around and pay off. I am all for it. And I can say that because I learned the hard way. I was one of the least coachable consultants for the first 6 months of my business. I resisted this conference. I rolled my eyes at the thought of it. I can't believe this is me. I must be talking about someone else. But I thought it was going to be a bunch of Arbonne hype and a big pep rally, and I had no need for that. I had a very strong why. I'm very self-motivated, self-disciplined, and I'm like, I know what I am doing here, and I can work without all this, pep rally expense. And I didn't know anyone in my upline. I was sponsored, through a friend of it, I didn't know my sponsor. Tried a sample pack. You'll know that story. And I did not have a team going with me. And it was Las Vegas, kind of the last place on earth I wanted to be. And so I did not go. Fortunately, I realized soon after that was a mistake. And fortunately for me, there was another smaller conference 3 months later in Texas, my home state, and I went to that. Okay, there's no similar conference 3 months later. Your next one will be the Empower Live a year from there. So they don't do those other ones anymore. And I had promoted to area 8 months into my business, which was in between the conference I passed on and the conference I went to. And I got to have on my, you've seen this before, some of you, little magnet on the back, my area manager badge. And I was so proud to get to go to that conference wearing area manager badge. And you know what? I don't know what the number was then, but today the number is 8%. Area managers are the top 8% of the company. I can't remember what it was then, but it was probably something very similar. And I was very, very proud. And every one of you should be, to stand up as a district or an area manager. And just as I had been told would happen, my belief grew, my vision grew, and I came home not only ready to share this with everyone I knew, but everyone I didn't know yet and who I would meet. So instead of thinking, who on earth am I ever going to find to join me in business? I was thinking, who would not do this? If they understood it, who would not join me? If they really understood who Arbonne is, what we're about. And that has grown, so much over the years, our B Corp and our mission and everything has just grown. So every year I hear at least one person tell me they're not going to go because their business is not earning enough to justify them going. I want to tell you that is exactly backwards of the growth mindset. The growth mindset says, I will invest in myself because I'm worth it. My business is worth it. My family is worth it. My future is worth it. And then I hear, I have not been coughing till I got on this call. I'm perfectly fine. Many have said, I can't go, but take good notes for me. I want to hear everything you learn when you come back. Those of you who have been, I bet you've had people say that to you. And I am note taker of note takers. I can almost hand the notes to the speaker and say, if you ever need your notes again, they're all right here. I write it all down. But there are not enough hours in the day to come back and share all these pages of notes with every single person who missed it. And besides, you never get the same as when you are in the room and having that experience. No one else can give that to you. And also, don't think this conference is something just to do when you become a VP. Every single consultant who wants to grow to the next level needs to be there. Cecilia Stoll, I don't think I ever do a training call where I don't quote her at least 3 times, and tonight will be no exception to that. But she told a story this week on her VP huddle that she does every Monday. And she said that in her last Discover Arbonne in Oklahoma, she asked if there were any district managers who would like to just share the difference that this business was making financially, in their life. And this one stood up and talked about how she was a single mom, has a young daughter in dance, and there was an out-of-town competition that they were all going to. And she was able to, make it work to afford to drive there, to enter, have the costume. But she had told her daughter, we cannot stay in that hotel that all your friends are staying in, which was like right in the center where they were going to be doing the dancing. And she said, we cannot afford to stay in that one. We will go, but we're going to drive about, 30 minutes out and stay in like a Motel 6 kind of thing. And then she got her district manager check. And because of what she had done in Arbonne, I think she had her district manager bonus that month. But regardless, it was enough that she was able to tell her daughter, we're going to book a room in the hotel. You're going to get to stay with your friends. And I loved that story because it was just a reminder. You do not have to get to the VP levels for this to be life-changing for you. And I think how many more of those moms, just like in that story, are out there that we could help make that difference for them if they had that extra $500 a month. So just to be able to help someone grow to district manager is amazing. So a quick sidebar, and then we're going to get off of, I'm going to read all these conference notes, Fran. I love that. Sidebar here about husbands going, because I want to just cover this now because the registration will be open in 2 weeks and you'll might be talking about that. It is your business. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just sharing my opinion from 16 years now of going to this. I don't advise bringing your husband unless you have a baby and need help with the baby. Basil's been there to help Amber with baby before, has he not? Wait, did you have the baby? Yes, you've had a baby there. Maybe. No, but Basil's been there to see you walk the stage as an RVP. That's really special too. But this is your business conference, and it's very hard to be wife and keep husband happy with lots of time with him, and then be in all of the conference meetings and all of the team dinners and lunches and team bonding times that we do. I would say be all in for your business conference, leave husband at home, and then do a trip with him or a family vacation. And also, if you're watching the cost of it, it doubles it if your husband's going. Now there's 2 airfares. Now there's twice the meals, and you're not sharing a room with 3 or 4 other consultants. I hope not with your husband. So anyway, I say leave them at home, leave them with the kids. And, you can cut down the price by sharing a room with 2 or 3 other consultants. So, again, wanted to share that before the registration comes out. You can, again, if you register by April 15th, you'll get the early bird price. And then you have time to really reflect on how you're going to budget for it. You can earn your bonus each month at your level and put all those bonuses towards covering your costs for this. You could help 4 people this week with getting started on the 30 days to healthy living. And next Tuesday, you would have a check for just under $200. Do that again, another check for $200. You could cover this before it gets to be the time that you go to the conference. And on that note, if you did that, help 4 people for 2 weeks in a row, you would have your 2,500 building block and earn a spot at the retreat at Beth's house. And Beth, I just want to thank you again for opening your home to us. Beth has a beautiful home and has truly created a spa inside and outside in it. And you're always so generous to offer it to all of us. So we can't wait. If you can get there at all, we want you to be there. If you're too far away, then you still want your 2,500 building block to just grow your business. And I just want to say a couple more words, and then we're going to do recognition, but just choose what you want your life to look like in another 3 years over what you want to do right now in the moment. And that can be really hard to do. In the moment, you might just want to crash at the end of the day if you've been working or doing kid things, and not follow through on, any more reach outs or whatever it is that you need to do for your business that evening. But choose, what do you want it to look like 3 years down the road over the comfort or the distraction, whatever it is, of today. And that requires vision. It requires personal work on mindset every day. It requires consistent activity. I often hear people say, well, I'm trying to find new people to talk to. I'm trying to find a teammate, but things don't always change. In fact, they rarely change by saying, I'm trying. They change by getting in the race and running it to win, not like giving it a try. And it really can mess with your mind. You don't realize that, but trying doesn't have commitment. It doesn't have consistency in it. It's when the going gets rough, it's easy to just kind of stop. I've been listening to my daughter training for yet another marathon. I think this is her 9th one. And she follows the schedule that her coach gives her. And without fail, her long run days have been miserable weather in New York. And she's either had to run the 18 or 20-mile run, whatever it is, in the miserable weather, or choose to go inside and run it on a treadmill, which is as boring. I mean, running 20 minutes on a treadmill bores me to death. I can't imagine running 2.5 hours straight on one. And yet she's training for a race. She's running it, not to win, but she doesn't want to go below her 3-hour time. And so I've been watching that. And that's what the commitment looks like. It's not trying. It's, I'm in this, I'm doing the training. So it's a training, I think, that's the difference maker, whether it's sports or business or life. It's that training our heart and mind and spirit, is training to develop habits. And when we're training to win, and I'm not talking about, winning can be different things for each one of us. Winning could be being like that mom in the story that I told, and being able to stay at that hotel. Winning could be, oh, I just see a cute little baby. I'm so distracted. It could be that you help a couple of others get to district and now your area, and possibly replacing your own income. So that training, that winning is what you're after in the training, and just making that commitment, and it keeps that exit door closed tight. And it is amazing what it does to your mind when you close the exit door and don't spend valuable brain energy going, should I keep going? Should I try a little more? No, you're in the race and you're training to win. So I'm going to say a tiny bit more at the end on commitment, but right now I want Allison I'm going to share the screen, let Allison read the recognition, but there's one recognition category that's not on there. And I don't see Jane or Rosalie on the call, but I hope you two will be listening to the recording, because I just want to recognize you. Amber told me that you two did a Discover Arbonne down there in Texas that Amber didn't even know you were doing. And I am so proud of you for doing that. That's what I say all the time, is how I got it started here, because there was no VP or area manager, anyone that was going to do that for me. And I got the flip chart out and I read through it, talked through it, and with 3 other consultants, and no guests. So I admire you two immensely for just jumping in and just being in the race. That's what it looks like to say, I'm in the race and I'm training to win it. So congrats, you two. Let me share the screen, and Allison, it is all yours.
Thank you. Okay, recognition for February. Congratulations in qualification for district manager, Katrina Alanis in Texas, Lauren Southward in Virginia, Ashley Powell from Virginia, Amy Muir, Virginia, Darby Tackenberg, Iowa, Jennifer Condry in Virginia, and Kayla Jablonski in Virginia. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Oh, this is so impressive. And I need to get used to calling it by this name. Customer acquisition bonus earners. And do we have Fizzyton on here, Dina? Because I'm really excited about that.
It's on another page.
Okay, great. Okay, consultant bonus. Congratulations, Darby. District manager bonus, Fran, Connolly, Amber, and Dina. Congratulations, ladies. And area manager bonus, Amber and Dina. Great job.
I'll just scroll past this one, and here's where you're going to see Fizzyton, Allison.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay, changing 5 lives or more, because changing lives is what we're working towards, helping people find Arbonne and making their lives better. So Darby Tackenberg, you and Connolly enrolled 10. Congratulations. 10 or more, sorry. 10 or more. Yay. Amber Fry, Dina Kretzer, Rihanna Peasy, and Fran Babishek. Congratulations. Changing 1 life or more, we have Jane Montez, Stephanie Ching, Maggie Nagard, Amy Muir, Jen Lapp, Beth Hooper, Anna Nice, Pam Bradley, Petra Combs, Autumn Nail, Kim Walsh, Kayla Jablonski, Ann Maloney, Jasmeet Singh, me, Janet Benson, and Mary Alice Fawn.
Awesome, everyone.
Okay, tops and changing lives. Our top districts were Amber Fry, Connolly Stewart, and Dina Kretzer. Top area, Amber Fry, Dina Kretzer, Connolly Stewart. Okay, top in sales and perfect brick, which that's what we're all aiming for sure every month, perfect brick. Top personal sales, Dina, Fran, and Connolly. Congrats, ladies. That's impressive. Perfect brick, Fran, Amber, Darby, Connolly, Rihanna, and Dina. And the 2,500 building block. That means you are definitely going to Beth's if you are local, I hope. Fran Babishak, Amber Fry, Connolly Stewart, Darby Tackenberg, Janet Benson, Beth Hooper, Ann Maloney, Jessie Collier, Dottie Brown, Dina Kretzer.
Thanks, Allison. Last page.
Oh, on the way to Atlantis, 100 points or more. Jamie, Maggie, Thomas, Janet, Becky, Rosalie, Katrina, and Jane. 200 points or more, Rihanna. And 300 points or more, Connolly, Fran, Amber, and Dina. Wow. Awesome job, ladies.
Thanks, Allison, and congrats to all of you. And I can't wait to see who else is on that $2,500 building block when we read this next month. So now I want you all to hear from Amber. And Amber, don't cut it short. I have a close that's about 30 seconds long. So this is all yours. Take your time.
Hi, guys. Can you tell that I'm in my bathroom? That's where I'm
She's
sitting.
always in her bathroom.
It's quiet. Well, speaking of the Bahamas, I'm going to be talking about the AIT trip. I shared a little bit of this on a Voxer group with a few of you, so this is going to be a repeat for some of you, but I just love that Arbonne does this. This just feels like a cherry on top for like building our businesses. We want to do this anyway, but they gift us, we get to earn trips in Arbonne. And I just think that's so amazing. So we have 2 a year, and this upcoming fall, we all can earn a trip to Atlantis, Bahamas. So I'm going to talk about this tonight because all of us can be earning this trip. And no matter where you're at in your business, today, you could sponsor a new consultant this month, and both of you could be going. I mean, it's just so exciting to think about. All right, so I'm going to talk about, well, I won't have you share the screen yet. So obviously going to AIT, if this is something that you want to do, even if you don't, you should earn it, because like say, for example, you are moving that day, you know, or you're having a baby, still earn it because you can cash out, you can get the money if you don't go on the trip. So I think any of us who are trying to earn it right now, we really want to go, but just go for it anyway. It's going to be taking your business to that next place. And I think earning the trip is, for me, I feel like the way that I look at it is, if I'm going for the trip, it's kind of matching my goals that I have for my business. And then the goals I have for my business kind of means I'm earning the trip. They really go hand in hand. And I know you guys, like 4 months from now, 5 months from now, we look back and we look at what we were doing to earn this trip. We're going to be in such a better place in our business. I mean, you're going to be so thankful that you were going for this. So, all right. So it's all about like decision, envisioning that you're there, belief. If you guys have heard this, just belief in believing that you're going to be there. I think that has a lot of power over every single decision that you make in your business every day. If you believe that you're going to go, you're going to be working your business in such a way that's going to be, you know, earning some points for this trip. And then make a plan and work the plan. So obviously we all have an upline. You guys can all talk to your upline and make a plan, but I'm going to talk a little bit about strategy. You guys ready for some strategy? So we don't really know how exactly we're going to promote like somebody in, you know, so, okay. A lot of these points are CQV. So, customers ordering. So that CQV is not like your own personal orders. Well, some of the points, I guess, come from that. But CQV or QV, a lot of the points come from that. But promoting someone on your team to that next level, or you promoting, that's really what I want to talk about tonight. because I think that's really how we're all going to make this happen. I mean, we could sell the heck out of some products, but I don't want you guys killing yourself trying to earn the trip just by selling products. It's really about, I mean, if you think about it, the best part is helping someone in this business and helping them be able to earn a paycheck and help them change their life. So like, really, this is the best part, is helping someone, sharing the business, and then helping them promote to district or area, which then would probably promote you to area if you're not already there. All right, so some strategies. We don't know exactly how we're going to, let's say you have some people on your team, or you don't even yet, but you want some people on your team. Say, like you're like, well, Greg is going to promote, and Laura's going to promote, and Susan's going to promote to district. And so that's how I'm going to do it. We don't really know how and who. And I think I realized that as I was going for this trip, for anybody that's gone for this, but we really release the how. We do focus on the strategy though, because whatever your belief system is, once you put AIT on your brain and you think, gosh, I'm going to earn this, I'm going to do this, you start seeing opportunity everywhere. And you start, putting one of these strategies in place that I'm going to talk about, like promotions and CQV, promoting people to district manager, and also selling product and really booking out your calendar. That's the biggest thing. So we want to build our client base, and we want to help people do the same thing. That's really the strategy, but let's talk a little bit more about that. Dina, can you share that slide that I shared with you? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is like, this is just a couple ways. And again, like when I earned this trip, and I'm sure all of us could talk about this, it wasn't exactly like this, but if you kind of want to have a plan and not be just like flailing and being like, I hope I earn AIT, because I think I might have done that before I actually earned. Like, maybe I'll earn it. And I never really committed. And it did not look exactly like this, but this is an awesome plan, because I really do think that you strategize each week, each month. You're really thinking month to month on how you're going to earn this. Okay, here's a strategy. So we have March, April, May, and June left to earn this. 4 whole months. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but 4 months in Arbonne time is like an eternity. It's like 4 months in real time, it just flies by. But when you really think about this in Arbonne time, so much can happen in 4 months. Okay, so let's just say everyone on this call is a district manager. I'm just going to use that as an example. If you help 5 people promote to district manager, and you naturally would most likely go area, that would be 6 promotions. Okay. And then that's just an example. And then you're going to be working out your own like CQV and working your own personal business. We've talked about this a lot on the call tonight, but it's all about doing that 2,500 brick. I know we only have 4 months left, so a lot of us already have points, but if you have 0 points right now, just turn that 6, you going area and 5 people promoting, just change that 5 to 6 people. I already did the math. If you have no points at all right now, and you have 6 people promote to district, then you're roughly doing less than 200 CQV every month as well, okay? But without getting too complicated, I just want to focus on this, promoting people to district manager. I had this thought when I was earning my first trip. And by the way, when I committed that I was going to earn the trip, when I decided I was going to go earn it, I earned it. And I've earned the last 3 ones. And there wasn't really anything else I was doing with my business except I had a real talk with myself. I thought, okay, I have maybe one person that could maybe decide they want to go district. So where am I going to find my other 4 people? Like, that's what I thought when I was trying to go for this trip, the first one. And I really that really kind of put me into action. I was thinking, okay, well, I'm going to be working my own personal business, obviously, working on my brick, really working on getting that. But I need to find 4 other people, 5, let's say 5 other people who want to do this business, and I can show them how to do district. The easy part about showing them how to do district, you guys, we have so many incentives, obviously helping them earn their independent consultant, or sorry, it's called something different now. Their bonus. There we go. I'm just going to call it a bonus. We help them earn their bonus now. Earning that $100 bonus on top of their paycheck is amazing. So that's awesome. And then now we get to show people how to get to district, and then they can earn that $1,000 bonus if they do 2,500 3 months in a row. And then the next 3 months after that, if they do the same thing, 2,500, we can show them how to earn another 1,500. You guys, you could be helping someone earn their trip and flights to, our global training conference in June, just by helping someone promote to district. So we have a lot of easy ways that you can help someone see the value in promoting to district. But really, honestly, it just got my mind around, wow, I've got to start sharing this business. Like I've got to start making a list. I've got to start connecting with people. I've got to start texting people and saying, hey, can I give you a call tonight or tomorrow? Asking people for coffee, booking events so I meet some new people. Pretty much my whole team that is with me right now are from Facebook parties, you guys, and that's just booking events. So I just think that that's so cool. All right, I'm getting a little off topic, and I know we're at 8:32. Dina, I'm sorry, you told me I could go overtime, and I'm just like milking it. Okay. Let's see. I wrote down some notes that were probably important. Okay. Here's just another tip. Between now and the end of June, this is what I want you guys to do, and you guys could start doing this now. I want you to just decide if you are like, it sounds really awesome to be around a positive community in Atlantis, Bahamas, and I want to be there with my Hope Dealers team, and I really want to treat my husband to a trip. And I just think that this would be amazing because this would also kickstart my business. I think I need a goal to kind of like keep me on track. I will say that this trip, if you focus on this and earning this will help you stay on track to probably the goal that you set out to do when you first said yes to Arbonne, okay? If you do that, hands down, I think you just need to say, I'm going to make this happen. Like, this is what I'm going to do. And I know my activity, say this to yourself too, I know my activity is going to be based around business asks and booking my calendar up and business asks. Okay. And then another thing is if you guys haven't printed off the tracker, I think it's awesome because it's also kind of like telling your significant other, I'm earning this trip. I'm going for this trip. It's on your fridge. I highly recommend printing it off and start filling in those points. Even if you only have 1 point, fill it in. And then flip it over on the back. This is what I did, or you can put it anywhere, but start writing out your dream team, people who you want to share this business with. And I just don't have that like on my fridge because those people sometimes come over, and I think it would look really weird if I have their name like all over my fridge. What a creep I am. I don't want to do that. So, but I highly recommend just like really envisioning your team, who's going to be here. Who are the 6 people who are going to be here with you as a strong district manager, if not even more, in the next 4 months. Okay. And I think really if all of us put our focus on sharing this business, you guys, so many of us could be on this trip together, a huge team of Hope Dealers. And I just want to encourage you. My last little thing I wanted to say, my husband's always been really incredibly supportive of my business. And if he hasn't been, it's just because he wants all my time, So, but he's really been supportive of Arbonne. And it wasn't until this last trip, we were walking along the beach. We had this amazing dinner. It was so beautiful there in Mexico. And we were walking back and we were just having these amazing conversations just about our future. And I love having those conversations with my husband. and he's kind of a dreamer. But I remember hearing him talk, and he says, when you're a national vice president, blah, 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 blah. I have never heard him say that before. I've never heard him say, when you are a national vice president. And then he was talking about the things that we were going to do when that happened. And it's because I took him on this trip. You guys, he saw something. He saw the people. He saw the life that we were living. He actually came home and was like, I hate my job even more. That kind of stunk. But, you know, I think that it was just really cool. So bring your people, earn this trip so you can bring that person so you have even more support as you are building this incredible business. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being patient. I went over time.
Yes, Amber, thank you so much. Yeah, everyone is clapping for you. And I can't add to that. I'm highly distracted by seeing Olga's little doll there. Thank you for getting on the screen with him. That's beautiful. Oh, welcome. And I just want to wrap up by one quick announcement. And that is, if you're seeing that the new success plan, lots of little tweaks and changes, goes into effect April 1st. And once again, there's just not time on our once a month live call to go through all of these, you know, numbers and this way and that way. But I'm going to do a couple of Facebook lives during the month and make them very short, maybe more than a couple, so that you can see the topic. And if it's something that's going to apply to you, then you can listen to that and then, you know, ask some questions underneath. There's a lot of information on the source. So I just encourage you to read that and get familiar with it. And then, you know, ask me the questions that you really don't feel like are answered in there. But I do want to, you know, share a little bit more with you on that. I'm a huge support of all that Arbonne is doing on this. So that is the last. Other than that, I wanted to read something Cecilia said when we were in, I want to say this was from her area manager VP retreat in the fall that Amber and Fran and I were on. So I'm going to put that date out in front of you again, September 22nd through 24th. Easy to remember because that's the same dates in June, 22nd through 24th as Empower Live. So 22nd through 24th. And this will be in Texas, and you have to promote to area by September 1st to do that. But listen to Amber and you'll promote, you know, before the Atlantis trip. Well, that's never mind. Promote by September and you can go to both of them. All right, from Cecilia. This was about commitment, and this is just about 3 sentences here. She said, we are not entitled to our dreams. We must work for them. They do not just come to you. Lead your $10,000 team as if it were $1 million team. All right, she's talking to area managers and up, so I'll just amend that for this call. Lead your $10,000 team or your $1,000 team or your $100 team, whatever it is now, as if it were $1 million team. Be faithful in the little. How dare you ask for a bigger business if you don't take care of the little business you have now? And I just found that so meaningful, to just really be grateful in every moment for, you know, be grateful if you are brand new for that first preferred client and take care of them, and be grateful for that second one, and be grateful for that first teammate, and really treat them like they are part of your $1 million global business and see it like that. So thank you all for getting on live tonight. Thank you for all of you who are watching the recording. Watch for the lives coming up on the success plan. And I hope to see a ton of you at Beth Hooper's Spa and Resort, March 24th. All right. Good night, everyone.